All right, welcome to Mindful, where we pause for a moment and just reflect on some of the words of Jesus, some of the words in Scripture. And today I'm here with Jeff Jones. My name is Jeff Jones, and we are talking about this idea of evangelism.
Scary word.
Scary word, right?
Yeah.
For a whole lot of reasons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll ask you, why do you think that's a scary word?
Well, I think people, we've all experienced the wrong kind of evangelism. I mean, just like used car salesmen, right?
Oh man, that's
I
it.
mean, because
That's
there
it.
really are good used car salesmen,
Yes.
but that's not what you think
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
you
right.
know. And you think about the slick thing and the pushy, and they're getting one over on you, and so I think we've had so many. A lot of us have had so many negative experiences with people trying to evangelize us.
Hmm.
And if you're not a Christian, then I mean, I think it's a fair question to say, hey, how come Christians feel like they've always got to like push their belief on other people? Like, why not just you believe what you believe and let other people believe what they believe? Like,
Yes.
why even feel obligated to share your thing? Like,
Yes.
just leave people alone, and you do you and let them do
Yes.
you. And I think that in our culture, we're a relativistic culture, right? Where, yeah, you do you, I do me. That I think, and so many Christians do it badly, that I think it's pretty natural in our culture to say, yeah, just none of that, no evangelism, like
Yes.
that's no proselytizing, just keep to yourself.
Yes.
I think that's our culture, and there's a lot of good reasons for that.
Yeah. I love that you said a used car salesman because that person feels like it's all about them, like they're trying to push the sale.
Right.
And I think when we talk about evangelism, it's like, no, 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 this is about you. Like I want to help you. I want to share you with you
Yeah.
some
So
good news. It's this other focus thing,
yeah,
right?
that's what evangelism is. It's gotten a bad rap because it's been so abused, but it it is a Bible word because it comes from the New Testament was written in Greek. It comes from a Greek word, evangelizo, and instead of translating it, they just made a new word, evangelism.
Yes.
But I always hate when they, those decisions to do that when people are translating the Bible, because I think it'd be a lot better just to share, just to translate it.
Hmm.
And all it means is share good news.
Yes.
And so it's a very common concept in that culture of sharing good news. And think about it. I mean, we all, like, if you have good news to share,
Yes.
like somebody needs a job and you've got a perfect job opportunity,
Yes.
well, I don't want to offend you because,
Yes.
share the, no, we'd be like, no, I mean, there's a job right here and it pays more than you think, and then all
Yes.
that, and it's just going to be great, it'd be perfect for you, or whatever it is. You've got a disease and I have a cure, or you've
Yes.
got, there's a financial need and here's how that need can be met. Like, good news, we all appreciate when people share good news.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us believe, I mean, what I've found as a Christian is that I believe I've found the best news possible, that there is a God who loves me, who's not out to get me, who's not angry at me, who is not aloof, who's not like a God who doesn't care. He actually cares about me. He wants to know me. He wants to be in my life. He wants to bring transformation in my life. He wants to be with me through all that I go through and strengthen me. I mean, he is a real person, God, who loves me and wants to be with me and all that
Yes.
I go through in life and use me to make a difference in this world. And I found that to be, I mean, it's obviously that I'm a, with what I do, it's the greatest commitment of my life, not just because it's my job, but because long before it was my job, it was just, man, I can't believe that this is even possible.
Yeah.
And so, even if you're not a Christian and you're hearing this and you think, I mean, just think about it this way. Like one of my non-church friends, non-Christian friends, be like, man, I would love to believe that that's true. Like that really would be the best news in the world. I mean,
Yes.
he'll say that,
Yes.
and he's, closer and closer, but just saying, but I have this doubt or this hang up or this thing, and they're all good things to work through. So he's on a journey just like all of us. And, but he's definitely like, glad, I think, that he's closer to say, man, I think I'm pretty close to just saying, hey, I'm in,
Yes.
because everything in me wants to believe that's true, because if it was true, it'd be the most amazing thing in the world.
Yes.
And one of the tough parts is it is a relationship. It's not just information. And so it's opening our lives up, not to an idea, but to a relationship with a risen, alive Jesus who wants to know us and be in our life. And so you do kind of, people talk about a leap of faith. You do have to kind of just, try it. I mean,
Yes.
just jump in and bring your doubts and questions and
Yes.
all that with you. That's because we all have those, and begin a relationship with God and open up your life to Him. And at some point, you just kind of got to make that decision. But it really is. I mean, if all evangelism is just sharing with other people about a God who loves them in a way that is beyond belief, that and He wants to know us, and wants to change us, which is again the best news in the world.
Yeah. I love hearing it. What I hear from you is like, man, I feel like I've won. Like the God of the universe loves me and I get to know him and I have access to him. And you want other people to be the winner. And I remember during the pandemic, my family and I, we'd stay at home and Ellen DeGeneres had her show, The Game of Games. And we'd
Okay.
watch it as a
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And as a family, and my kids would always be cheering for people. They loved watching people win a game. And it's like, I think there's something in us
Yeah.
all that loves to watch people win.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're kind of saying this idea of evangelism is like, hey, not just the stranger, but like we can help our neighbor win, our friends,
Yeah,
our coworkers, our family members. Like this is cheering them on and helping them win at the thing that we've discovered, which
Yeah.
is a relationship with Jesus. I say that like our neighbor because I've heard you talk about proximity.
Yeah.
Like even as you're talking about your friend,
Right.
it's like, man, it's not evangelizing to people I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's talking to the people that God's placed in my life.
Yeah.
What keeps us from doing that sometimes, or what are the mistakes maybe we make with the people in our
I think
lives?
it's so easy. One statistic is I think within it usually takes about 2 years for a person who begins a relationship with God, becomes a Christian, to essentially lose all their non-believing friends, because they get so busy
Wow,
with
yeah.
church people and with Christians, and they still have acquaintances because you live in
Yeah,
the
right,
world
of
and
course.
all
Yes.
that, but not real friends that you hang with and do
Yes.
things with and all that. And you sort of join this insider group. And church can so easily be an insider group where
Yes.
you just sort of you're
Sounds like you
stuck.
drift that way.
Yeah,
You're saying
and
you
it's
just kind of
so
drift.
easy.
It just
And so
happens.
we really do have to fight. I mean, that's just part of it, just the practicality, fight that. And it really is like just a practical thing. Like twice, 2 lunches this week were with people in my life who don't know Jesus yet. And they've got a lot to offer me too. It's not
Yes.
just, I mean, they're wonderful people and they have a journey, and I love hearing their journey and what they're learning too. But as a pastor, I really do have, I just in my head all the time is like 200 or 300 people that I really need to get with
Yes.
all the time. I'm just feeling that. And so to give in my schedule to give 2 lunches in a week to that is it sounds easier maybe than it is.
Right.
But it's so important because that's the heart of God. It's
Yes.
not just hang out with each other. We got all of heaven to hang out with each other.
Yes.
But what about those who don't know him yet? And so I think we've just and again, it's not just a one-way thing. I mean, these are, people around us are wonderful people that have so much to give us
Yes.
that in a way that Christians can't,
Yes.
and so it benefits us, but it also honors the heart of God to stay in proximity to people who, may not know God yet and not get so busy with each other that we lose it.
I love when you said it benefits us, because I think me growing up in the church, young person going, oh, I'm supposed to share my faith. I fell into the trap of, well, I can't share my faith till I know all the answers. And so really it was kind of this one-way thing.
Yeah.
Like I got to learn all the answers and then I tell them what they
Yeah.
don't know. And it's really me talking to them, not this
Right.
mutual thing. And so, I
Yeah.
don't know. Have you ever felt that trap,
yeah,
or
and
do you
that-
see that?
Yeah,
or,
all the time. People say, I don't know enough to do that. And the best, I mean, it's such a great thing to say, I don't know.
Wow.
That's a great question, right? And because we don't know. I mean, there's so many things we
So,
don't know,
yes.
and so and not act like not act like you more than you do.
Yes.
Just be like, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer for that or not. But why don't we? Maybe we could. I don't know. Maybe we could next time talk about that. Just let's read something or look at something. That's a great question.
I love that.
And so that's just part of a relationship that can be helpful. But we're learners. We're on a journey. It's not that we're the expert; they're the dummy. We're all on this journey together and trying to figure this stuff out. And so I always, in a relationship, it's way better to be a fellow learner than try to pitch ourselves as the expert.
It's so freeing, because I remember feeling that pressure to know it all.
Yeah. And that's
it's
what the
like,
word
oh,
disciple means. All it means is learner.
yeah, that's so
It
good.
doesn't mean expert, you know. And
Yes.
so all we are is learners.
Yeah.
And so, you know, let's just
So let's learn
have that.
together.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's learn
yeah,
together.
yeah,
And that's what we can do
yeah,
evangelism. Let's share this good news. Let's learn together. That's awesome.
yeah.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for the time.
Thank you,
That's
Jeff.
awesome. Appreciate
Jeff
it.
Jones.
Yes.